Shalom, and welcome to episode 3 of the Israelite Girl's Guide to Living for the Most High. I'm Deja. Thank you for joining me for my third episode. If you haven't already, take a listen to my first episode, What Are You Living For? And my second episode, Are You in These Streets? So if you have tapped into the first 2 episodes, you've followed me on my journey to coming to a relationship with the Most High and what that's looked like for me and how that's also affected relationships and situations in my life up to this point. I would say about the past 2 years is what's being documented right now in this podcast. So I appreciate you for joining me on my journey, and I pray that you receive something from this as well. So diving into my third episode, this one is going to be all about communication. Communication is key, and that's what I want to discuss with you today. If you're living for the Most High, you should be able to easily and confidently communicate that. And that was something that I struggled with in the beginning. My family and friends at the time didn't understand the woman that I was becoming. There were times when I didn't understand the woman I was becoming. But I knew I liked who she was and where she was going. I just couldn't figure out how to clearly articulate that to my loved ones. Like I spoke about on the last episode, my extremism caused concern. There were people who thought I was brainwashed or in a cult or being misled because I failed to communicate what I was about, who I was living for. You should be able to clearly communicate if the Most High is who you're living for. There should be no confusion about who is over your life and what you're standing for as well. So the turning point of understanding for me was when I had to move back home. I was running away from this realization of, hey, I have to survive in Babylon. I shouldn't be upset at that. Our forefathers and our own behaviors led us to this point. So just accepting the fact that we are in this captivity for this time, it's okay to need help. It's okay to say that. So I moved back home. And my partner, who is such an amazing person in my life, was sharing with my mom all of the things that was going on that I wasn't clearly sharing myself. And I would just love to say, for this point here, how important it is to have an accountability partner, how important it is to have that support system, to where when you feel like you're not able to speak, a trusted person can speak for you and on your behalf, and it be respected and received. So at that moment, I was able to share with my mom the wonderful things I was building, the wonderful person I was becoming, all the things I stood for. Whether she understood and accepted it or not, she had no choice but to respect my journey because I was confident in what I was living. Another mistake I was making was having the y'all gonna see attitude. Y'all are gonna see when I make it. Y'all are gonna see when I do this. Y'all are gonna see when I do that. How is a woman of God operating with this mentality? It's not a wise one, and it's not one that the Most High was pleased with. Hence the reason why I had to come to a state of humility and accept that I did need help. And accept just coming into this walk, you don't have all of the answers. And that was clear to see. There's no need to pretend that you have it all together just because now you know who you are. You know that you're an Israelite. You know everything. You're up to date on all the conspiracies. You know all the news. There's nothing someone can tell you that you don't already know. That's arrogant and prideful. And there's no way that women of God should be operating with that mentality. And the Most High will quickly humble you if that's what you choose to do. I laugh when I think about that time now, how I was moving in secrecy and not sharing key things that were occurring in my life so I could be able to come back and say I did it without you. How foolish of me. That's another thing that I love about this walk. It brings you to a state of maturity. You're always in a state of growing and getting further in wisdom. Wisdom is definitely a priceless commodity to have in yourself. It's something that you shouldn't take for granted, because each day I become wiser in this walk, more mature in this walk. Just when you think you've reached the ceiling of growth, you've unlocked a completely new level of growth inside of you. So it's my prayer that for any women listening to this tonight, that you understand that the Most High is with you. And you should be able to communicate what He's doing in your life, how He's moving for you. He shouldn't be a secret relationship that nobody knows about. He should be your priority, your number one. Everyone should know how you feel about the Most High, and you shouldn't be ashamed to share that. I pray that you receive something from this. Learn from the mistakes that others have made, including myself. Having a relationship with the Most High is the most beautiful one you could ever have. It sets the foundation for all of your future relationships. It allows you to correct old ones and move righteously. Communication is key. Are you able to clearly communicate your relationship with the Most High? If not, take some time to figure out how you're able to share what a blessing being a child of the Most High has been in your life. Thanks for tuning in. Shalom.